Okay, so we're going to look at the letter bar first of all, okay? And this is similar to the letter B in English. So with regards to the sound, it makes the same sound, okay? It's the bar sound is like the B sound, okay? Now again, it's if you take a look, there are four forms of bar, and really these are just for when bar it becomes part of a word, okay? So when it becomes part of a word, the shape changes slightly, but there's not a huge difference. So the where I've written the whole bar, that is just a letter bar, and you can see there is a dot at the bottom. Okay, so it's B for bottom. Okay, but bottom. Okay, and this is important because it's this landmark or this identification mark that you're going to look for when you're trying to identify a bar. Okay, then if you look next to it, okay, so if the word begins with a bar, you will see that there is it's almost as if you've cut the whole bar in half and pushed the dot to the side, okay? So that's when it begins, the word begins with bar, but sometimes you'll see this in the middle of the word as well, okay? And I'll explain to you properly in a moment, but it's really when the letter before it doesn't join. So this can come in the middle as well, okay? But really, again, you're just looking at the dot at the bottom, okay? Then you've got what we call the ending bar. Again, it looks just like a full bar, and this little line here is just where the next letter joins, okay? The middle bar is the one that you need to pay attention to. It looks like a small peak, okay? Or here I've drawn like a an M, or like when children draw birds in the sky, so it looks like that but upside down, okay? So you've got this kind of shape here at the bottom with a dot in the middle, okay? And then on either side you'll have a letter, okay? So let's have a look at some examples, okay? So you can see this is what we call the beginning bar, okay? So it's the second one, okay? And you can see it's kind of a half a bar, although this is actually very small, okay? But again, there's that dot at the bottom, okay? Then you've got the full bar, okay? Again, the dot at the bottom, okay? And it doesn't join with Ra. So here, you can see that there's the letter Ra, and it doesn't join with Ba, so that's why you've got the whole bar there, and afterwards there's no letter as well. So you would just use the whole one with the bar there, okay? And you can see the shape is a little bit different, okay? So you're thinking about handwriting, how handwriting changes, okay? So sometimes there can be a slight variation, but otherwise it's that whole bar, okay? And let's move on. This is now the middle bar, okay? Middle bar here, and you've got you can see that kind of little mountain peak with the dot underneath, okay? And again, here, this is what you would call the ending bar. So it's one, two, three, okay? So it's, you can see the red bar again, and then it's kind of joined to the letter next to it. So if you see the one that says bar with an end, you can see how that line next to it is actually the letter in blue next to it. Okay, so that's just to show how the letter joins, but again, you're just concentrating on that dot there, okay? Then let's look at this one. So this is a bit different now, okay? Because you've got the ra, okay? So this is what I was speaking about earlier. So this is a beginning bar, okay? But it's in the middle of the word. We use this one rather than the middle bar because the ra doesn't join, okay? At his tip, okay? On the left side, he doesn't join, okay? So we have to use the beginning bar, and you can see how it joins to the heart. It actually goes underneath, okay? So pretty much the shape is the same. Again, we're looking at that dot, okay? So it's always that dot that we're interested in, okay? Another one example of a middle bar, okay, the one in red, and you can see this time that the dot is slightly to the side, but again, we're looking for that single dot, okay? In blue, if you just have a look, you can pause and find the bars yourself, okay? So I'm just going to go through them very quickly now, and you should be able to try to identify the bars, and then just stop the video and have a look and see if you can spot where the bar is. But obviously I have highlighted them in different colors, okay? Let me see any that need to be explained. No, I think these are quite simple. Okay, so this is the one that needs slight explanation, okay? So this is a ya and a bar. Okay, a ya and a bar. So what I wanted to show you was how the bar will join with the ya, okay? So you've got that red there, and the dot is underneath, okay? But again, that's what we're looking for, that dot, okay? So if you see the dot at the bottom, don't get confused. That's, you know, that's the bar, okay? But it's just to show you how it can join with different letters, okay? This is something we did when it was Ramadan, Eid Mubarak. So again, that blue bar, you can spot it. Have a look here. You should be able to spot the bar. And again here, have a look, okay? There's the bar there. Okay, this one again, okay? So this one's probably not so clear because I kind of wrote over it in the class and then took a screenshot. But you can see, okay, this is Rabi okay? And you can see again, it's that same thing where the bar joins underneath, okay?